Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the streamlined version of the LXV.
Yeah, for now, that's all you've got is me and Vinny for the time being.
And I've never been called streamlined in my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's that's a bit like calling a jumbo jet streamlined, doesn't it, mate? You know,
Aerodynamic.
Yeah. So we got plenty of people in the comments anyway. Loads of
Tracy,
people there.
Nick, Haley, Simon.
All of the usual leaguers in there. How are we doing, everybody? Hope everyone's had a good weekend.
Christopher.
Is Vinny on dial-up this week? I don't know.
It seems to be all right at the minute.
Yeah, it does actually.
Some problem on the neighbours.
Yeah, you look really, really clear. Actually, really clear.
Makes a change.
Andy's looks fire. Yeah. I just did a bit of messing about with it just now, going into the StreamYard, going into the stream. It gave me the option to downscale it to 720p. So that actually has made a bit of a difference with the.
So clear. It is unreal.
Yeah. I know, it's quite good, isn't it? And look, I'm not in my Louis Vuitton envelope anymore. I've got a wooden effect one. It's not a real wall. It's like
I thought it actually was.
No. There is a real wall behind it, but it's like there's a window there and stuff. So it's just just been messing about getting it all set up. But yeah. Turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. Yeah, turn it off, turn it on again. That does actually work with some stuff. Yeah, it does. I mean, you know, it works with me. Sometimes I need a reboot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you could be having a bad day and go to bed, turn it off, turn it back on, turn it back on again, and jobs are good.
Why is half the panel in the chat and not on here?
I know. What's going on, guys?
There's two of them. Evening Facebook user.
The envelope. Yeah, the envelope. Listen, right, that's not the last you've seen of the envelope. Let me tell you that now. Been trying your coils, Andy. They're banging. Glad you're enjoying them, mate. I've got loads and loads and loads. I've got to post out tomorrow. Like, oh my god, I went yesterday to post some out, but was a bit of a nightmare with them letting one in, one out of the post office, and me turning up with like 40 things that I needed to send them.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so glad you're enjoying them though, Chris. I'm actually using a stock coil.
Nautilus?
It's one of the ceramics, mate. The EUCs. I tell you what, for stock coils, I don't think they can be like. I mean, I know it might be different for Nixel or whatever, but for normal juice, Irene, Irene Dugdale, the made up person. Basically, the ceramics I think are absolutely awesome for a stock coil. Really, really good. A lot better than some of the actual RBAs that you get for the billet. I will say that the flavour on the stock coils is better than £100 plus RBAs and that's I'll say that even with my own coils in it. So some of them, like the RBAs, you really need to mess about like mad to get them exactly right. And even then, it's I mean, Paul, his nan wasn't even friends with him on Facebook. I mean, what sort of a loser do you have to be that your nan is on Helvet Drop, married your course with Dead Man's Hand? It's delicious. Oh, that's awesome, mate. I didn't even know about that. But yeah.
Chris is a friend of Scott Leaning who won the coils in the auction.
Right. There we go then. That explains that.
They work together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even the Nautilus, they're just the BVCs in general. I've always been a fan of the Nautilus coils. Always been a fan of the Nautilus coils. I think that was really the first tank I actually liked. I think was the Nautilus. It was an absolutely awesome bit of kit for its day. You know,
paying the price as well, because the price point was good as well.
yeah, what were they, like 20 quid something? They weren't
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
weren't mega expensive, and you know, you could get on eBay, you could get like a set of a pack of coils for next to nothing, like, you know, like 8-9 quid for a pack of 5 coils, and you used to get a decent amount of life out of them as well. So what are you vaping on this week anyway, Vinny?
Well, I'm on my Siege, but it looks a bit strange because I've gone and stuck a fatality on the top of it, a silver fatality at that.
It does look strange with that bubble glass, I will say that.
Yeah, I did put the normal glass on it, but I fill it that much because I vape that often. It just did my head in, so I put the bubble back on. But I can't get away from RTAs at the minute. I'm just RTA.
Yeah, I go through phases where I use a lot of RTAs, and I've got to say, I do like the fatality. I do like it.
I've got 4 of them now.
I did have at one point. I've got one left now. I mean, you know, they are very, 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 very nice. Very well made. I mean, I did have a bit of an issue with one of mine where the actual chimney got stuck on, and the guy, whoever the fuck it was, the Pepe Le Pew, Canadian, French fucking asshole, whoever it was that I spoke to in customer service with QP design, that's impossible, was what I got told.
Oh, right. Quite clearly not.
I was like, right, okay, it's impossible, but it's happened. No, we've redesigned it, so that's impossible. It couldn't have happened. I sent in videos of it and everything. And rather than just saying, right, you know, sorry about that, mate, I don't understand what's gone on here. You know, obviously not every product's 100% perfect, and the odd one will slip through the gaps. The joke was I had like a 3 or 4 grand wholesale order sat there with one of his distros for all the fatalities and everything, the new design ones, and that stopped me getting them because I thought, right, if that's how they treat customers, I don't want to know. But they do make good products. That's one thing that I will say.
I didn't know I'm vaping some Sad Boy Shamrock Cookie.
Nice.
I have another RTA, but on my Vaporetto Gen mod. It's the Zeus RTA from Geek Vape, which has surprised me for a top flow RTA. It's really surprised me. I only got that the other day. Surprised me. Like I say, I've actually hit that well over 200 watts, and it's not dry yet. You'd want.
Wow, that's pretty impressive, really. I mean,
it's a massive juice well because the coil's stuck under and it juices from underneath.
Right. Okay.
It's pretty impressive. Really, it really is. Anyway, the liquid in there, I've got only e-liquids, white, Jelly Baby.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It is really nice.
That sounds nice because I love white Jelly Babies.
Yeah,
I mean,
same here. Here.
You know, all Jelly Babies' lives matter, right? You know, I like the black ones, just as much as the white ones and the green ones.
I'm going to be controversial. I don't like the black Jelly Babies.
Oh, man, I love the black Jelly Babies. I
always like the black ones.
Man, they're just awesome. They're brilliant. I bite the heads off first.
Yeah.
And then it's but white Jelly Babies, that sounds good to me. I mean, I had a white gummies juice before, a white gummy juice, which was really nice. It's from over in America. Someone sent it over for me, and that was good.
I was actually looking at this, and I saw it was made by Prohibition. I was like, ooh, I wonder if that's Joey's Prohibition. Stupid me, of course it's not, because it's the UK Prohibition. Yeah,
the Prohibition company that didn't have a juice line called Prohibition. They had the company was called Prohibition, right? But they never had a juice line called Prohibition. Now, has that changed? Have they actually brought out juice called Prohibition now to bounce off Joey's name? Now that they found out about that, because at the time when Prohibition entered the UK market with these bottles, right? That autofocus grabbed that well quick. I'm impressed with that. I haven't grabbed my face that quick though. There we go. But yeah, it was one of these things where they basically, from what I understand, is they hit Joey with a kind of cease and desist, or they spoke to him about it. Either way, it got turned around. Look, you know, we're Prohibition in the UK. But they were just called Prohibition Vapes, right? As in, like, that was just the name of their company. It wasn't their juice line. And that's what my argument was. Hi, Ali.
Yeah.
That was what my argument kind of was in the first place. I was like, surely these guys are going to get a load more hits on their website now. This juice is in the UK. Why don't they just stock it anyway? Then they don't cost them anything to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they could have worked something.
It could have worked out nicely, really nicely.
Yeah, but nope, they went the other way. And now we can see why. If they're bringing out juices called Prohibition, it's because people are going to be buying that thinking that it's the other Prohibition.
And we're about to be joined by Mr. Tiley. There we are. Good evening, Joshua.
You're all right.
How are you doing, Josh, mate?
Yeah, tired.
Tired? Have a good night last night?
Yeah, it was all right. Wasn't supposed to be anything. Supposed to be a quick pint after work, and it didn't end that way, really.
Yeah, Josh, you'll appreciate this. Look at the packaging for that.
Oh, I know, man. I want one. You're making me jealous.
Look at the packaging.
That is mad.
Yeah. So even more mad is the price that it cost. Don't ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of spent a little bit of money on computer parts in the last couple of days. Like $2,000.
Way to do it.
I've done but this is the thing, right? I'm like this system that I'm running now. I've been running since 2015, and I've not had to update it. It's only just now starting to struggle a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm starting to notice it, and it's on 24 hours a day because it's the media server as well. So it's done all right. So this is the way I see it: is I could have built a cheap one, and then it broke after a couple of months, and I could have built another cheap one, and I could have bought a second-hand crap one that's already been abused by someone. I don't. I just build a shit up one every couple of years. That's every sort of 4 or 5 years. That's the way that I've gone about it.
Wait, I just got to wind mine up a bit more.
Benny's just got to chuck some coal in his. But yeah, so what I'm vaping on this week is...
Yeah, what are you vaping on?
Surprisingly, I am vaping on an Immortal Mods mech. I'm actually vaping on the Bang, which I didn't think I was going to like it. I'll be 100% honest now. I really didn't think I was going to like this mod. And I fucking love it. It's very, very comfortable in your hand. It just... don't know.
Like a mini dumbbell in many ways, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, the middle bit's like a fidget spinner, look.
Oh, it spins.
Yeah, see, I thought, first of all, because I saw video, like people on videos, and they were going like this, they were sat there like on the Shots Fired video, and they were going like that. I was like, what, the top rotates? What the fuck? Until I got it, and I was like, it's the barrel. Yeah, it's the barrel. It's this bit here on the outside. It's actually... it's quite a complicated design. I mean, like you can just literally pull the top cap off it, just twist it and pull it off, like, and that's it. I mean, it's still a bottom. You still put the battery in the bottom, but that's where all the internal workings and everything are. And I've got the new Elite V 3.2, which is now my new favorite RDA. I absolutely love this thing. This thing is absolutely just unreal.
I've had mine like almost 2 weeks now, and I've not put a build in it yet.
It has got a little fire button here on the side. I'm going to do a breakdown. I'm going to do a video actually, and I'll upload it to the LXV thing. I'll do a breakdown of the whole mod, and I'll show everybody how it all works. Everything. It is actually really, really fucking clever, the way that they've done this, and I've got some frame staples in there, 0.08, and I am riding Sinful, so it's a mixture of Syntax and riding Shotgun from Prohibition. So peanut butter custard mixed with golden Oreo cookie, fucking awesome, absolutely love it. And then I've got some of the blackberry, no, not blackberry, the raspberry jam monster in my billet, my only remaining billet. It's the only one I got left.
Only remaining billet.
Now, how do you think he funded the new PC?
Now it all makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, so I sold one of mine yesterday to a guy in Australia, I put it up for 650, posted in the UK. Extra postage is on the buyer. Sold within 5 minutes. Took the guy about an hour to pay for it, though. Like, literally everybody was like, "Whoa, man!" I've seen loads of other people putting up bundles, like billet bundles and that, and they sit there for days and days and days. But it's just because of the stuff that was with mine was just like, it was a bit mad. If I split it up and flipped the smaller parts, I could have made a lot of money on it, really. But the guy just paid 700 quid for it to be shipped as well to Australia, fully insured and everything. Just no arguing about the price. Just like, I'll have that.
That's what you need.
Like, okay. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things, the billet box case. It's very funny. I get annoyed with it. At the same time, there's a lot of fucking arseholes about in the billet box arena. And not in the normal vape side of things. It seems like all the twats have all gone to there, if that makes any sense. Yes, I love the strawberry jam monster. My favourite, though, is the strawberry. It's the PBJ. Ali is absolutely fucking amazing. I really do love that.
A limited run one, Andy, that one.
Is it the what?
Is that a limited run one, that one?
They called it a limited run, mate, but you could get it on Vape and Go for 12 quid for a 120ml bottle, you know. They call it a limited run, limited edition juice. What are they doing? They're writing the numbers on the bottles. We're going to have serial numbers on juice bottles now.
I actually like that idea. That appeals to me in my head.
Yeah, but come on, man. That's just snake oil, that is. That's just like bullshit. Like, look, right? At the end of the day, you get... There's companies out there that will produce mods and they'll use the same serial number. They'll produce 5 number ones and send them to different countries or different continents.
I can't think of any companies that do that at all, Andy, off the top of my head.
No, nor can I. I mean,
when they start posting pictures of it and they all go, I've got number 1.
Triple zeros are my favourite.
Yeah. Triple zeros, well, yeah, because they can just do as many of them as they like. I mean, you know, like, I do get it, but really, even peanut butter juice makes you bound up, really?
See, I can't eat peanut butter, but I love vaping peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, you know, it's the same with a lot of stuff. Like, I don't sit there eating golden Oreo cookies. It's like, you know, but I love vaping them. I like vaping it. It's nice. Tastes nicer than some shitty tobacco blend or some Heisenberg fucking trash.
Ashman vlogs. The Titan is a beast. I will agree. It is a beast.
Do you know what? Best big RDA. This isn't big anymore. Like for 28mm, that's kind of standard size these days. So big RDA for me is above 30mm now. If you get what I mean. I don't care what anyone says. The flavour from the Valhalla. It's just because of the way the airflow comes right up between the coils. So you're going to get such a rich flavour that it's just
totally agree. Totally agree.
Oh, go away.
Yeah, I like peanut butter anyway. You know, I do like peanut butter anyway, but like I love peanut butter vapes. There's another good one, the Yogi, the peanut butter and banana granola bar, which is absolutely phenomenal. But I haven't been able to get it in short fill for a while. I've only been able to get it in Nixle.
Yeah.
10 milligram, which is all right. But
I struggle majorly with cereals. I just find them too harsh in a way, I suppose. Is there anyone I did like? What was that company from America we used to work with, Andy?
Oh, Lifted.
Yeah, theirs was nice.
Yeah. Their cereal one was nice actually. What was it even called? I'm trying to think now.
I've got half a bottle upstairs as well.
Yeah, I've still got some. Do you know what? Their chocolate, that cloud cakes. I mean, I love that juice, man. That was really good. And they did another one. I actually bought some of one of them. Of one of their other companies. It's just, you know, it's them, but basically they label it differently.
Yeah.
So Lifted have got a few brands. They've got Left Field Vapor. They've got the classic range. There's a few different ones, but Left Field, which is quite expensive, they do that. It's called Smurf sauce, and it is sour apple and blue raspberry hard candy, and like that has won the award for the best sweet candy flavor vape in all of the things like it. They win, and it's really nice. So I can't do Coolada, as you know.
I'm getting to the point now where I'm like you with Coolada. I just can't.
It's not worth the heartburn. It's not worth the heartburn, man. It's not worth the heartburn for me.
Oh, hey, that was a bit creepy.
Yeah, well, it was. I blew my cloud at the camera, so it made the autofocus go a bit funny. Fruit pastel juice. That does sound quite nice, actually. But then again, I'm not really a massive fan of the fucking sweet, like actual sweet flavored vapes. I don't mind them, but I
really balance a fruit pastel though. If you turn that into a vape, that'd take a lot of balancing to get right.
See, I prefer my desserts. I just love them.
Yeah.
I just really do like the dessert flavors, you know, like, I mean, I still got to try the custard cracked vaporoni one because, you know, I absolutely love custards anyway. I mean, the Syntax is an absolutely amazing custard, peanut butter custard. It's just, it's unreal. I go for it way too quick.
The vaporoni custard crack caramel custard, I vaped way too much of it. And I've actually I'm not vaping it at all in a minute because I must have gone through 20 bottles in a month.
Yeah, see, that's that's the thing. I mean, so I'm just reading the comments, just reading back, like, you know, just in case I missed anything. But it's one of them. It's like with sweet and custards. I find some custards can be dry, if that makes any sense. It's got like a weird sort of like dry and harsh, like a bit of throat hit to it. I don't want to fucking throat hit.
Definitely, I like
butterscotch custards definitely can. I think the only sort of butterscotch custard that I've ever tried that's really good is the OG custard from King's collection. That's to me that tastes like a butterscotch custard, and that, yeah, I mean, that is really, really nice. But then again, the King's collection, some fucking good juice. It's some good juice. I mean, you've got to give credit where it's due. We've got some good juice coming out of the UK now, right, which is great. You know, I mean, there's juice companies that are putting out decent stuff, which, you know, before it weren't really happening. What
have you noticed? Sorry, I'll just cut just off before we start. Have you noticed the volume of American companies coming over now as well, though? I know Second Vape are working particularly hard on bringing a lot of American juice companies over at the moment.
I mean,
I think it can only be a good thing. The UK juices are going to have to up the game, otherwise they're not going to sell the juice.
Yeah, but then again, you've got a lot of UK people kind of stuck in their ways, and they don't really like Americanized stuff and stuff like that. So you're going to get people that are just only going to want to have what they used to, you know? I mean, look at Sad Boy. I mean, like, yeah, you know, like, that's a really popular juice over here, but it was getting posted. I mean, like, we were repping it, how long before it was even in the UK? We were posting it six months before it was available in the UK. We were getting it, and we were posting it, and there was such a hype train built up that, you know, it was one of them things. They kind of hit the ground running. I
was quite surprised because obviously the expo we did, they actually dropped. They was moving over here, didn't they? Moving the headquarters over to the UK. So
who's that? Sad Boy, was it?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, I think that a lot of companies either moved out of states in America, like for example, Bad Drip, they moved out of New York. They moved their company headquarters and everything, and their e-liquid manufacturing out of New York State because the flavor back. Do you know what I mean? The bands and everything that came in. What's going on with the?
I was just trying to say, can anyone actually see Chris? Because all I've got is a black screen.
No, he's probably got light off or something.
It's gone again. Right then, John. Sorry, I cut you off. What are you vaping?
No, that's fine. Literally, I'm on one setup because I'm kind of not in a vaping mood today, to be honest with you. I'm just on my Morning Star reactor and my Titanium Redemption. Bad day. It's been a bad day. and this glazed goodies lemon jam donut, and that's it today.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's not as nice as I was hoping it was going to be.
Do you know what? Right, I've seen loads of pictures of the bottles of that. Yeah, and just the bottle alone, that's some fucking awesome branding. Right,
it is an awesome bottle.
That there, I bet you that has sold more because of the way that the bottle looks. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them things that I don't know.
I'll tell you what though, it's not a great bottle because one, it leaks, right? It does leak. And two, it's really hard to get the juice out. Like you have to sort of do this. Like I don't know if you can see. You have to sort of hold it like that and then like really squeeze it. Like
because it's solid. It must be solid in the middle.
Yeah, it's quite hard. Look, there's no real flex in it. Do you know
what
I mean?
They should have done? They should have made it like a concertina type thing on the bottom of it so that you could give it a squeeze. You know what I mean? Here he is. Upside down, back to front in full.
I can't rotate my screen. I don't know what's going on, man.
Don't worry about it, mate. I wouldn't worry. That's what he was doing. He was making a cup of fucking tea.
Yeah, man. What's going on? How are we all, man?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Same
good,
shit.
Good. Standard, innit?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Look, see, Tracy, I buy it just for the bottle. Simon Bird, remember them launching that at the Manchester Lifestyle Expo? I mean, see, this is the thing. I didn't go to the Manchester Expo, so I never saw them get launched. I've just seen pictures.
I bloody didn't. I still didn't see it getting launched.
Well,
it's an American company.
Yeah.
Tasty Flavors, US, Miami, Florida.
I've only seen that in a picture so far, man.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I've not actually seen it anywhere to buy.
I've not even seen the bottle anywhere, man.
No, I've seen pictures of it and stuff, like on Instagram and everything, but.
What's the one that's in the red bottle?
Strawberry jam donut.
Yeah,
they do a blueberry jam.
I was just in jam and I was like, that sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it's a strawberry jam donut, blueberry jam donut, and lemon jam donut. So, but this is more custody, I would say.
No.
It's got
Andy's been evicted back to the potting shed, innit? That's what
Shed
it is.
Live. Shed Live. Shed Live.
I'll tell you what, I actually quite like that, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty good. I mean, I've got it as a bit of a bargain on eBay. I mean, these aren't cheap backdrops. The Manfrotto, the Last Light ones, they're not exactly cheap. Like this one should have been like
$200. Piss out my glory holes and my bathroom and my toilet, and now you've got a wall of wobbles.
Did you just say glory hole?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, yeah, I know. But come on, man. Like, this has got a brick wall on the other side. If I'd have had it turned around, it'd been a brick wall. You could have made the glory hole jokes. I mean, what are you going to say now? I'm in a birdhouse. Like, that's about it. Yeah, exactly, Nick. That's what I'm talking about. I'd rather live in a birdhouse than be on glory hole duty. What's the matter? Is it?
I'll give you two guesses.
Hi, Flub. How you doing?
Sorry, man.
Hello. You right there?
Yeah. Say hello. Right, now go away.
Flub, take your dad's out and run off of it. Flub, take your dad's out and run off with it.
Nah, mate, it's a mess today, man. I'm as bad as Vinny, man.
No, you're not. Trust me.
I need to go and get a haircut.
Chris of the cell blockage.
What happened to Chris anyway, man?
I don't know. He was down the bottom. I added him, and he was just a black screen.
I think he had froze.
Ah, well.
In real life, he's like stood there like that, like.
Yeah.
Good. I'll tell you what, I'm interested in that fruit pastel flavour that Ashman vapes. That has intrigued me. I like that kind of thing, man. And it's hard to find a decent one. So I'm interested in that.
Sean, I've got the tropical beach one as well. So I have got that. So there will be a couple of different backdrops. You will be seeing me in a variety of scenes, ranging from a Louis Vuitton suitcase to Irene Dugdale's envelope.
The golden envelope.
The golden envelope, yeah. It's like that's just yeah. Has anybody actually seen that, guys? Right, Trip Hammer. Now that's some decent juice.
That is good juice.
Trip Hammer makes good juice. Not tried his fruit pastel. The clotted fudge wasn't really my cup of tea. You'd probably like that.
He's always done good flavours, he has.
Yeah, his flavour profiles are bang on. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of clotted fudge anyway, if I'm honest with you. Like, it's not too bad. I mean, some people love fudge. Zippy had a job packing fudge at the circus for work experience when he was at school.
That wasn't work experience, man. That's just something to keep me hand in of a weekend, man. Don't confuse that for work.
Yeah, the Devon custard is really nice. So is the cream tea. The cream tea is lovely. You'd probably like that, Josh, as long as he put the flavourings in the right order.
Yeah. As long as he puts the cream flavour in first and the jam flavour in afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be all right.
I'll get that done.
See, my answer to that though is you just turn it upside down. If someone puts it around the wrong way, you just pick up the skirt and you turn it upside down the other way, and then it's the other way round. So it doesn't matter, does it?
It's just a county thing, dude. It's just
no. It's the same as people arguing over what a bap and what's a barm cake and what's a fucking thing. It's just some.
They're all the same.
I know exactly.
We all know.
And it's just cream tea too is nice too. I haven't tried that one, but I tried a few of them. I tried a few of the Trip Hammer ones, and they're all really good. I think
I'm gonna have to buy some.
I think that Steve. I'm pretty sure that's who taught Steve Moore how to make juice. It was Trip Hammer that taught Steve Moore, who used to be the guy behind all the juices at Cloud Island. So he taught him very similar type flavour profiles that they do, and so it was him who taught him, and it was. Ooh. Here we go, Chris. Hey, here he is. He's
froze again. Kick him.
Yeah,
he's froze. Kick him.
Okay.
I thought he'd frozen so much then that you couldn't kick him.
Well, I mean, Sean, I'll be honest with you, mate. I always found that Trip Hammer was a little bit expensive.
Yeah.
On the expensive side, I think the prices now with the juice that's coming in to the UK and like places like Vape and Go selling 120ml bottles of like Sad Boy for like 13 quid or 12 quid or whatever it is.
That's mental, man.
Yeah, they've got to reduce the price. Let's be honest, right? That's right. A barm cake is a bap, but it's just what people from a certain.
It's also a bread roll. It's also a cob. It's also
bread bun. It's just a bread bun.
It's a cob.
See, look.
Ashman, share your links, buddy. Let's see. Share your links.
If it's one that says that anybody that calls a barm cake is a wanker, then you can definitely add that.
While he's adding links up there, obviously we do try to do our bit for brands and stuff. You can post onto the LXV page. And Vinny, what's the role with yours? The VVR and LXV? Can post in there?
It's an open group.
Yes, open group. You can post what you want in there.
We don't
Vapes, all good.
discriminate anybody. You can put on it what you like as long as it's within reason.
Yeah, we don't care. Balm cakes, baps, whatever you want to do. I don't care. Spend £3 or £30 for 50 mil. If it's good, I'll pay it. If it's not, I won't. See, that is the thing. It's food. It's not the terminology. I know they call soup cowl in Wales. And every area in Wales you go to, they'll have a different recipe for it.
Hey?
Right, okay, so in
Like
Wales, they've got
cow,
a couple of national dishes, right? One is soup, right, which is basically it's a thin stew, right? And it's called cowl, right? And every single area or person or family in Wales will tell you that it's made slightly differently, and the way that their mum makes it or their nan makes it is the best, right? And that's it. And it's pretty much the same as anything else. I mean, I've got to say it. The Welsh, they're really brilliant with their national dishes. We've got cheese on toast, Welsh rarebit. We've got lava bread, which is seaweed, and then we've got soup. You know, and like that just. Oh yeah, Welsh cakes, which basically are just scones, but they just wanted to call them Welsh cakes because they don't like English people. And that's right. There's no such thing as an English breakfast in Wales. If you can go into any cafe anywhere and you can find an English breakfast, I will happily pay for you and all your friends to eat it. Go and find an English breakfast. It's called a traditional breakfast. That's what they call it. That's how much they hate us. Facts, people. When you stood there at the train station trying to work out which train you got to get on, and it sounds like some guy's got a pube stuck in his throat talking shit over there. Everything's in Welsh first. It's like, what the hell? A little word like that. It's like a big, long word like that. So it takes 3 hours before you can find out which train you got to get on. And nobody really talks it anyway. It's just a load of rubbish. It's like pig Latin. Stupid language. Anyway. How are we doing, a cappella, mate?
I'm only here for the entertainment. Don't mind me.
I don't know, but his very posh, expensive camera seems to be glitching, or is it my internet?
I think it's his internet.
Whose internet? Mine?
Yeah, it's a bit pixelated and a bit weird.
I don't know why I'm on a wired connection, so there's nothing to make mine glitch.
Mate, you're in Wales and you've just been insulting the Welsh, and they probably heard you. And they're like, fuck him.
Mate, do you know what? They've got groups all over Facebook, like Welsh Not British and all this stuff, where it's all like this all anti-British and anti-English stuff. Like, it's really, really, really crazy. Like, do you know what I mean? English lives matter, people. That's all I'm saying. But like, you know, like this, I'm not even joking though. It is. It's like, especially in these days, you're looking like a 1980s Amstrad game. Nice. My partner is Welsh.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Zippy, what are you vaping on, buddy?
Let me guess, drag.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, yeah. And I've put the I haven't tried the 0.3 coil in there, so I've put the 0.3 in there. And to be fair, it's not too bad. Nice flavour on there. And I'm on the 6 on the beach from Electrovape, which is rather nice. Thought I'd have a chain, you know me. What you on tonight?
We've already done all of us. Tracy, I have 3 cousins who grew up in Holyhead, and they were all made to learn Welsh as kids. It's compulsory now. It's compulsory as a GCSE. Welsh is compulsory as a GCSE. So don't even get me started about that. Zippy, you're not invested in the 4.5 mil tank.
Hang on.
6.2 cores.
Am I still muted?
No.
No. 6.
Hang on, I've lost all my icons from the bottom. I've got to get another 4.5 mil tank.
Why'd you break it?
No, I bloody lost it.
That is the problem with them. They do pop off it quite easily.
Yeah, like
Right,
My
they
ma-
just
I got one from my manager at work, didn't I? And it's awesome, but it's not firing. It's like because you're and you can see his tanks like hanging off
Yeah.
like that. Just click
I
it
think
back in.
I think the thing is, if you don't notice it, they do have a tendency to just go doink.
Yeah.
They've got to sit really. It's the only complaint I've got with it is that I waited that long for it, and then I lost it. I even said last week, if you've got that tank, be careful, man, because you're gonna lose it. You know what it could do with the like a little rubber piece around the tip. Yeah,
It
it
literally
needs.
pops off like that.
Yeah.
You can almost do with an O-ring, can it, to help it sort of
Yeah.
lock a bit tighter.
Just to help it hold down or something.
Or maybe a little quarter turn lock. Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
Got
work.
Just something.
little L
Just
shape,
something.
little L shape.
No.
Just slot.
Yeah.
I mean, the magnet's still as good, but I think it's the height on the tank. It gives it that extra leverage, which then it just pings up when you're not looking. So, bit miffed, but there you go. But I've got one sorted.
This side and then on that side.
Magic.
Look.
You might want to mute me.
No.
I've got no icons at the bottom.
Done.
Right, now that the grown-ups talk.
Yeah. I mean, I think like that. Look, you just saying like little things like that tank just popping out like that, the way that did. That to me is like quite a big thing that had really pissed me off. Like, you know, like
It is probably the only design flaw in that little device.
yeah,
For what it's meant to do and for how it works for a single 18650 with the Genie chip, it is a cracking little device. But that is an error. All it needed, like you just said, was the L-shaped lip for it just to lock in place. Because they could have done that on, because obviously
Same
they
on
come
this.
with a 510 adapter. Yeah,
and then you give it like a little quarter turn,
yeah, and lock it.
off it comes, and then put it back on, and it's just the opposite way. Back on, click, and then it goes locked in place. And that's all it is. It's just two corresponding L-shaped
Yes.
bits that just click in. You know, it's just a. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just literally all it is just a little tiny line. It's just like a little groove and a little notch. That's it. It's not really a lot, you know. I think
Should
that.
we try Chris again? He's down there again.
Go on, give him another go.
Yeah.
There you go. He's working, kinda.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. That's
Finally
a
got
shame.
enough coal in the fire pit for it.
Mate, you want to water them plants? They're looking well dead, mate.
Nah,
You need to.
I don't do gardening.
Well, you look like you're in the fucking forest in Lord of the Rings or something, mate.
No, I'm in the opposite corner to my sofa from where I used to.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
I'm literally sat next to my vape cupboard.
It's posh. He's got a vape cupboard.
A vape cupboard.
Well,
Yeah.
cupboards.
My whole house is like a vape cupboard.
Mine was. Now it's all in here.
You missed it. You missed the M out. Sumo slaphead. You missed the M out. Yeah.
Go on, Chris. Quickly show us what you're vaping on the hog and everything.
Yeah, you're
the hog-
holding overpowered and you.
Actually, I'm not on my OP, so I'm actually on my hacker. I have not put that on
Nice.
since I've had it. I
Nice,
love
mate.
this mod.
Yeah,
Juice
they are
and-
really nice.
Chris finally got a big boy mod.
That's a 4 banger. That's massive.
Yeah, it's still
No.
cheap.
It's still a
Mr. Immortal.
I'm only joshing with you.
I know you are. Yeah, juice wise, I'm on Sad Boy Strawberry Jam Cookie.
Nice.
That's in the hacker. And in the...
Well, you got in the hack. You meant to put in the RDA, mate. You know that, right? Not in the actual mod, right?
Oh, is that where I've been going wrong? Oh.
Yes. Do you wonder what them extra arc marks are you've been getting?
Yeah, I have wondered what it's been sparking a lot. And then the other one, I know Vinny's going to love this one.
Drip packs.
I'm laughing at Simon Bird's comment.
That's when I made it. There's you, Simon Bird. That picture does not look flattering.
You know what? That comment's just staying up. I'm not saying it.
Wicked as a banner.
It does. It looks just like him.
I'm going to actually have to look at it.
If Dippy wants to communicate, should we just leave him in mute?
Yeah, just leave him on mute.
What do you want, Dippy?
Oh, look, I can change. I
was going to say
change Chris's
that
name.
can be the final thought.
That could be the final floor.
I didn't
Mute me.
realize I could do that. I actually have the power to change Chris's name, so he's now Mr. Rumbold. That's it.
How did you do that? How come I can't do that?
You probably can. You just haven't worked it out yet, mate.
Yeah. Vin, you can just about work your computer.
My what?
Your computer. Fucking, it's going deaf as well. Jesus.
Right then, are we actually going to talk about a little bit of a topic, or are we just going to ramble aimlessly?
I love
Ramble
topics,
aimlessly.
mate. I love topics.
One of the best chocolate bars.
Yeah, hazelnut in every bite.
Oh yeah, they were really nice actually.
Yeah. Do you like a topic?
Man, this chocolate, I haven't eaten chocolate
coffee.
And just like that, we're on to snacks.
No, I had a boost earlier on. I hadn't had a boost in years, and I was in the shop earlier, and I was like,
Yeah, my missus buys me 4 packs of Boosts when she goes shopping. They last about 2 minutes.
yeah, yeah. I do the same thing. That and Chelsea buns. Like, I'm terrible when I go in the shop. Like, they've got these really nice Chelsea buns. They're always right by the front of the counter.
I'm bad with Belgian buns, man.
Oh yeah, I love Belgium. I just like any sort of cake type thing, you know. I just kind of like it. And I ate a big tub of Ben and Jerry's peanut butter cup ice cream as well earlier.
And he calls us fat bastards.
Yeah, but I'm not fat. Like, so
I couldn't manage to eat an entire tub of ice cream.
The
But
best
I
thing,
am fat.
I mean, the best thing about today is because my boss also wasn't feeling fresh because he was out with us last night as well.
yeah.
Came
So
in and gave me 20 quid out the till and goes, "Go and get us both KFC, will you?" Work's paying for that. We'll just put it through the tip.
Well,
He was worse than I was, mate. He was literally, he was talking to me. We're out the back. He got halfway through the sentence. He was like, and
Yeah.
it's like, Mark, just kept falling asleep.
I was left to sleep.
Luckily, we weren't actually open today. So,
well, Spangles. What's a spangle?
I remember Spangles.
I'm going to have to look for this.
I have no idea what Spangles is.
I'm just trying to think.
Spangles?
I'm like a chewy sweet.
Hmm.
Do you remember Cadbury secret bars?
No.
They were.
The name rings a bell. Right,
Zippy
let's get this back to vaping.
Yeah.
Somebody's not happy.
That just got felt.
How many 18650 batteries does everyone have? I have 18 sets, so you've got 36. In fact, that would mean. But yeah, I don't know, loads.
I've got a load.
I got absolutely no idea how many cells or what type.
It looks like Vinny's figured out how to change my name.
No, I just did that again.
No.
Captain Drip Hacks. Spangs like a fizzy sweet. Is it a bit like a wham bar?
Oh, wham. Mm.
I used to like a wham bar.
I had some Palmer Violets earlier.
You absolute freak of nature.
What did you say?
Palmer Violets, man. How old are you? Like 80?
No, that's just in the tub. The sweets that I bought for £3 out of Asda.
I was going to say, did you wash them down with some Werther's Originals and a cup of
What? Right,
I thought we were this original.
hang on a minute. Why have you got 6 chargers?
Are they the 2-bay chargers, 4-bay, or 8-bay chargers?
I just don't. I use a 2-bay charger. That's it. That's all I use. A 2-bay charger.
I've got an 8-bay, which is the Geo Falcon, which is an awesome charger. I'm not going to put it out, but one of the best ones I've bought.
I've got the T4 charger and I've got the i8 charger, both 9-core. And
I got a couple of it. I've got the only chargers I use are X-Star anyway. But I've got a couple of.
You've got 6 4-bay chargers.
That's so what? So you can charge all your batteries at the same time? Like, yeah, X-Star 6-bay. I've got a 4-bay and I've got the Queen Ant or something, which is like an 8-bay, but they charge a very, very low rate. So I got the X-Star. It's called the Over 4.
That's the white one you've got, isn't it? That you bought to Expo.
Yeah, the white one. You just put the batteries in and it charged like literally as long as the cells are in good nick, it'll charge at 4.1 amps. So you can put a cell in there and it'd be like 20% and it'll be charged in like 20 minutes. Just done. Just really quick. Obviously, if they need to be trickle charged, it'll trickle charge them. Do you know what I mean? It changes the amperage. But yeah, it's literally, and because this is the thing that I found is with the 4-bay chargers, a lot of them, it will say they can charge like 1 amp or 2 amp or whatever, but then they divide that between all the bays once they're all in use. Whereas the 2-bay one that I've got, that stays, like it doesn't matter what the other bays are on, and it's got two amp USB sockets that come out the side. So you can, I don't know if you remember, Josh, but we actually had Mike's charger plugged into the side of my other
your charger,
yeah. So like, you know what I mean?
Mate, that was ridiculous at that expo because it was me, you, and it's you and Mike, but I was just pretty much in your room the whole time, and I just figured out my charger there as well. So we had Mike's charger, my charger, and your charger. It's like, the stack of immortal mods like you've never seen. I reckon we could have filled. I reckon we probably had more between us than Cloud Island had. I know.
I think that Ariel had the least out of all of us. So he only had like 1 or 2 with him, like, you know. But
we've all got like 10 each. Just like.
Yeah, see, that's the same as that's the same as my X-Star, the VC4, which is this, right? So that will charge at 2 amps in the outside bays, but then if I put cells in the bays on the inside, then it takes it down and it will only charge 0.5 amp or whatever for. Which is a Bond villain now with that white cat. Yeah.
White cat. Ashman, your name isn't actually Alex, is it? You never got confused with the placebo effect and the gazebo effect because you remind me of someone.
You can charge them on the bus. So says, so my vape. So I got bloody eyes of Bond. There's about 5 different conversations going on here in the comments.
Yeah,
I've got the Queen Ant as well, Sean. That's what I've got. I've got that as well as the thing. But it's like I say, if you bang it, if you fill it up, they're all charging at like quarter of an amp, like, and it just takes forever. So the more cells you put in it, the longer it takes. I don't know. That's why when I saw that one there, the over 4 charges them at 4.1 amps, you can just stick a 4,000 mAh cell in it, and it just charges it quickly. And yeah, it's just pretty awesome charger, really. They're not cheap for a 2-bay. I mean, but they're well worth getting. I haven't used any of my other chargers since getting it. So, you know, it's, I don't know why. I've always preferred the X-Star chargers. I don't know why. Like Nightcore, I've never really...
I've got an X-Star now, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, like loads of people went on about the Nightcores like they were the absolute shit. I had one for about a week and sold it because I thought it was absolute shit, not the absolute shit. And I just stick to.
I've never really had a problem with mine.
No, it's not so much. It's not so much. There's any problem with it. It's just they are pretty basic. If that makes any sense, like they just I don't know. Like the one that Josh has got, that's an awesome charger.
I mean, it's 50 odd quid that charger, but it's worth every penny.
Yeah, but see that's another good charger as well as the Lux V6. That's a good charger. You know, but it's a shame that eFest makes shit cells with good chargers. What's all that about? I know obviously they don't make the cells themselves, but you know what I mean. I need a new one. Bay 3 isn't working on mine. I'll get you one of the over 4s, mate. I'll get you one of them. Seriously, once you use one of them, you won't want to use any other charger ever again because it's like watching paint dry. Like, it's just annoying.
I think I could probably do with looking at getting something a bit that can charge a bit quicker.
Yeah, I mean,
that one Andy's got.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with it is you can always say, well, right, you know, get another charger that can charge more cells and this and that and the other, but really, how many cells do you need to charge at once? Like literally, 4, like
6, 7.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like, you know,
8, 9.
As long as when you take a cell out, you put it in the charger and charge it, and then put it with all your other charge cells, then that's sorted. I don't know. It's like I think that people as well are kind of still stuck on. I've said this before, like 5-year-old battery safety info. Do you know what I mean? Like things have changed in the last 5 years. You know, with cells and how good they are. People still though got this stuff stuck in their heads, like them people that still count the outside wraps on coils as only half wraps. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that only made sense, like with single round wire builds back in the day when the legs were all splayed out everywhere. It doesn't make sense anymore. Like, you know, things like have changed. You know, cells are just a lot better quality than what they were. I mean, I remember before the rule of thumb used to be that if you were going to use a device that had more than one cell in it, you want cells that came out of the same batch from that manufacturer, so that the chemical composition inside, because this is how much they varied, was it might be slightly different. You could buy a 25R of ETC 5A and it might be different depending on the batch, like, you know, but it's not like that anymore. So all of that stuff there it's just irrelevant, you know, like that kind of stuff there is irrelevant as long as the batch. I mean, I think Mooch even said you can even use different capacity cells as long as they're at the same voltage going in. It doesn't matter, you know. I wouldn't advise it, but you know, if people are saying that, people like Mooch, I mean,
he knows his shit, that's for sure.
well, you know, it's one of these things. I think all my batteries re-wrapping with a cool design on them. Just get some ODB wraps, bro.
ODBs,
Yeah.
Just get some ODB wraps. They do loads of different designs, literally anything you could think of. I've got a do that's got a tear in it. This one here has got a little tear in the wrap there. I've got to re-wrap that. But
I hate re-wrapping.
I'm glad I found my wraps.
To be honest, I don't really care if they've got cool looking wraps or if they're just plain solid colour. At the end of the day, I mean, inside my mind, I don't look at them.
I like the ODB ones. No, the ODB ones I like.
Sorry, Andy.
They're thinner. The ODB wraps are slightly thinner. So, like certain cells, like the Molicel P42A, is a bit of a squeeze in some 21700 mods because it's slightly bigger. So the wrap that comes on them is really thick. So if you actually use an ODB wrap, which are quite thin, then it will still fit. And then it will fit inside the mods. I mean, it's a bit of a tight squeeze.
And they're 1850s.
And these, yeah.
I do like the ODB wraps, man. I do like to have some, you know, when you open the door and there's something nice there. They make some nice pictures, to be fair, man.
His daughter designs them. His little kid. So basically, every design on the thing is done originally by his daughter, and then he does. You know what I mean? He obviously then works with him, he gets all that stuff. But she does the base design on all of them. This is actually this wrap I remember from Chris telling me the one with the woman on it, the mermaid woman. That's actually his ex-wife. Like that started off as a picture of his ex-wife, like his daughter, like saying that. So like, and then she was going through a phase where she liked zombies and stuff like that. So they all had like zombie type stuff. Yeah, like you know,
great imagination.
Yeah. I mean, you know, she sounds like she's quite like that's just what Chris told me when I was talking to him on the phone. I'm seeing a lot of companies now having wraps made as well. I'm seeing this happening in the billet box side of things as well as in the other side of vaping. A lot of companies now are going and getting their own ODB wraps done. Do you know what I mean? So I'm glad to see that because Chris has got the worldwide patent on them. So anybody else doing it, it seems a bit mad to have the worldwide patent on battery wraps, but he has got it.
But clearly it was needed.
That's crazy.
It is crazy because there's still loads of fucking clones of them out there.
Oh,
That's the crazy thing about it. And people that go on eBay and buy them for £1 for a pack of 4 and thinking that they're authentic, they're not.
No.
They're just not. I mean, there's ways you can tell by looking at certain things slightly different. Like some of the designs aren't available in the bigger battery sizes. So what they've done is they've just enlarged the images to put them on there. And that's what he says. He's like, well, we don't do this one in 21700 or this one in, do you know what I mean? Whatever. And that's what we say. Like when you actually look at it, you can see it, but I choose whatever the company send me.
That's the thing. Simon.
A lot of companies do. A lot of companies do it. I mean, Liquid Sky, fucking Fogstar, like there's loads of companies that do it. The Cheeky Vape, there's loads of companies that do it. They just bung a couple of wraps in with your order, even if you don't buy batteries.
I mean, the Fogstar battery wraps have saved my bacon a few times, dude.
Yeah.
I've got quite a lot that are wrapped in the black or white Fogstar battery wraps because I've had a tear and it's like, oh, great, I've got some kicking around. Awesome.
I've never sent me any. But then again, I've got a big ass pack of.
What, Fogstar have never sent you any battery wraps? They normally include them and insulators in every single order.
In every single order, yeah.
Every single order, you'll get, you should get like, you know.
They knew it was Chris.
Yeah, Fogstar. Let's get the white one.
Those are my backups. If I ever get a wrap rip and I'm in a squeeze, I'll just get them, grab them, shove it on, done.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I've got about 4 left.
What's up?
I got to admit, I do not like plain wraps. I fucking hate them.
I prefer
I
helicopter.
like to try and get some colour coordination with the mod, but that's just me.
Yeah, but
I don't agree with that.
yeah, but can you? But then when you can't see you can't see it.
No, but I just like to.
No, I know what you mean, but like
You know, for pictures and stuff, if I wanted to have the battery sort of slightly out or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? I do like that blend.
Yeah, Yeah, that's
You know
right,
what I mean?
Simon. They do, mate. They come in a little plastic envelope from Fogstar. It'll have a couple of it'll have a little information pamphlet thing in there, and
Yeah,
you
it
know,
comes with the information pamphlet, but I've never had the insulators or the wraps.
that's just odd because I know that Ben sends them to everyone.
Get on and complain.
They're just plain black wraps.
Get on and complain, man.
They used to
Chris
say.
wants his freebies.
I'm done.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's one I made earlier.
Oh, check you.
Black wraps.
See, you probably didn't notice them, Chris, because the same colour as the paper in there, mate. You probably just looked.
He probably thought it was
Yeah.
a card and chucked it out.
Yeah.
No, I've never had one of them little packs. Mine always come in the little plastic
That's
case,
proper what's in it?
right?
Proper on it now.
And that's it. No,
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
should
saying,
calm down, son. Calm
is there a
down.
little case and that's it?
Calm down.
See that,
Write them
right?
in your email.
Yeah, I'd write to your MP about that, Chris.
Bang, it's out of order, man.
My MP is.
Zippy, that's just anal. Zippy loves a bit of anal. They were
Who
sending
said
out
that?
torches with them the other month.
Yeah, I've got like 6 Fogstar torches now. Cracking, the kids love them. Right, are we going to talk a little bit about the one topic that we decided we was going to talk about this week,
Go ahead.
which was copyright theft, or people basically stealing images off big companies and then getting screwed. Obviously, we saw IVG the other year with the millions and the whole debacle that came from that. And we've recently seen companies interpreting, shall we say, Disney-type animations on bottles and things. And obviously, we saw AVB get stung by using Smurf's blood as well.
See, this is that's always confused me a little bit, the Smurf's blood one, because nobody says a fucking thing about lifted liquids with their Smurf sauce.
I thought that earlier when you said that. I wonder why they
maybe they went to him and got permission.
Maybe.
I mean, this ain't meant to say anything about AVB or anything, but Lifted, I know, are a massive company. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're a huge company. So my idea on that is they probably did go to them with the.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because if they've hit Andrew up about it, they've surely hit them up about it. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of IP theft, but in vaping, is there really any sort of copyright type stuff? Isn't
Should be. Let's put it that way. There definitely should be. But then you get other mod makers just copying other mod makers and calling it something different as well. So
right, because it's hard to patent a tube.
Well, I wasn't specifically thinking tube.
No. But that's what I'm saying.
And stuff like that.
Yeah, but because there's so many other different right, okay. So to get a patent on something, there needs to be no overlap, right? So if you've got overlap with your product and somebody else's product, which every box mod and every tube mod has automatically got a massive amount of overlap, how the hell are they going to? Do you get what I'm saying? It's one of these things that, like, I just don't see. That's like Ford trying to patent a wheel. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's more of the use of images. Obviously, you see all these 3D printed mods with Iron Man on them and Superman logos and things like that.
Yeah, that's been going on for years, isn't it?
That has gone on forever, and I've never known anyone get screwed over with that. I think Nintendo may have got a bit touchy with somebody over a controller one, if my memory serves me correct, because obviously someone did a Nintendo controller one and they got a knock on the door.
To do with their computer characters as well. They tend to get a little touchy over that as well.
So gets aimed at kids more than pictures on advert. See, I just don't buy into that whole aimed at kids thing. I don't think there's any juice company or vape company out there aiming anything at kids. I just think that's just something that everyone says. that it can be construed as it being aimed at kids. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it could be interpreted as it being aimed at kids. I don't actually believe there's any companies out there that right, okay, any kid would not know what a fucking Game Boy, what a Game Boy even is, right? That was
my kids do.
Yeah, but you know what?
A Game Boy.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest, right? A Game Boy, these things came out 30 years ago.
Man, I feel old.
Right?
You did.
This is what we're talking about. We're talking about something that's around 30 years old. So anybody that's doing it and they're basing it on something like that, I don't think they're aiming that. If they now,
no, yeah, I can see you. Yeah, I can see your angle there, because obviously kids the one there they wouldn't know.
No,
but yeah,
it's like a nostalgia thing.
Yeah,
for adults, that's the way that I see it, and it's the same with the sweets. It's the same with everything. I just think that all of these topics, right? Okay, somebody show me some actual data, some actual figures or something that shows that this company that has whatever labels, kids are more likely to buy them than they are somebody else's. I don't believe it. I just think it's bullshit.
Me and Andy had a quick chat about this before we started, and he's got my mind working now from the chat that we had. Obviously, Juul was a massive in the States and with the kids and everything. None of that packaging or anything like that appealed to kids.
Yep.
All that was about was the Nick Rush.
Yep.
So I suppose saying that these things appeal to kids, even to an extent, the sweet peaches with the sweets in.
But Juul discontinued all flavours. Right, they discontinued all flavours other than tobacco, didn't they? Last year, do you remember? They discontinued all other flavours other than tobacco, and their company did better.
Did they keep the menthol? I thought they kept the menthol and tobacco.
Tobacco and menthol, but they were on about getting rid of menthol. Yeah, and it never hurt. It never hurt them. Can't you remember? Like we spoke about this on the show, Vinny. We spoke about it on the show. And the guy was there, and it was all to do with that thing with Donald Trump and that stupid twat that was horse laughing, making out there was only 2 people worked in the vape industry. The guy sat next to him, I can't remember his name, that New York politician, total twat. But like, and the top guy from Juul was sat there, and Donald Trump was sat there, and he was like, right, so you're the top manufacturer, yeah, you're the number one like thing. So they were talking about pod devices, really, right? When you actually break it down, that's what they were talking about. And he just turned around, and he just said, and I said, yeah, and he's like, and you've stopped all your other flavors, and they're like, yeah, we've completely got rid of all the other flavors, and he's like, right, okay, and has it stopped anyone? And they're like, well, no, it hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't. So the flavors and stuff, I'm sorry, this is just something for the fucking naysayers, right, and the anti-vaping brigade to harp on about. So, in my opinion, the more time that we spend talking about it, we're just fighting their fight for them, right? And we're bringing it right. If we keep talking about it, right, and keep addressing it like it's an actual thing that actually makes any fucking difference, then maybe it might do. But I honestly, Juul haven't disappeared off the radar. I mean, people have just stopped going on about them. That's all. Like at the end of the day, I don't think that Juul's market share has gone down at all. Like, do you know what I mean? Like none of that stuff affected them at all. The flavour ban, nothing. Because when the flavour bans and everything started coming in, they just like, all right, we'll just ban flavours anyway. It don't really matter. Because the main reason people were buying Juul is for the 60 milligram Nick levels. That's it. That's why they had one of their whips over here, right? One of their lobbyists over here whipping the UK government to raise our Nick cap. That's what it was about.
As well.
Yeah, that's what they wanted. They weren't happy to just be over here and stick to the 20 milligram Nick salt cap. They wanted to be able to put the 60 milligram stuff out here. It wasn't anything to do with flavours. They weren't over here trying to lobby our government to keep flavours in. In fact, I honestly believe that Juul don't want there to be any flavours, because then that just means they've got to make more flavours. They've got to compete in this and that and the other. So for companies like that, I honestly believe that a flavour ban works in their favour, because it stops any innovation.
Yeah. Because we was our thinking that they was playing some role in this flavour ban.
I honestly believe they are, and the same with the vape devices. You know, when they were saying, right, no new vape devices in America can be after this date. Do you know what I mean? Like, they were trying to do it with vape devices as well. Yeah. And this is why. So that Juul could carry on producing the same shitty pod system for the next 30 years and not have to put any money into R&D and not put any money into any innovation. Or anything. They don't want innovation. They just want your money. The quickest, the easiest way possible. That's it. I mean, I understand what Simon's saying. People have stopped talking about them as much, about Juul, right? Now, that's what it is. I don't think they've disappeared anywhere.
No, I think it's more the fact they're now ticking the politicians' boxes. That's why I think nobody hears about them, because they're doing what the politicians say, because it's not harming them. They're still making billions of dollars, especially not necessarily in the States anymore, but Asia, definitely. Because they have absolutely flooded the Asian market now.
Yeah, they have. I mean, that Simon there is just
the biggest vape market going. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I've seen videos and stuff of people out in China, and they're there and they're smoking a cigarette and vaping at the same time and everything. It's fucking crazy, like, you know, and they just do it. I think for them, it's just another nicotine delivery device, not necessarily a replacement, but do you know what I mean? It's just another, like, they're not bothered about giving up smoking. They don't want to give up smoking, you know, like, it's not like it is with us. We wanted to get away from the smoking. Like, for me, all right, yeah, the health benefits really do come into it, you know, like, obviously, but I hate smelly ashtrays. Right, I fucking hate smelly ashtrays. I hate the smell of smoke in a house, right? And I hate having to go outside to smoke. So it's one of them things for me. That's what appealed to vaping more for me than anything else.
I actually agree with you, Simon. There,
conscious of vape equipment that we need to be focusing on. Adults who put their batteries in their pockets and put sub-ohms on mechs, they're the ones we should be concentrating on. Yeah. That there, right, is a real concern, right? That there, in my opinion, is something that is worthy of us actually, you know, because we're talking about actual real safety there. We're talking about people doing things that are putting themselves at risk, you know, and that's a worthy discussion to have.
That's more about educating than bashing them as well, though. We can't go bashing them. We need to educate rather than go, you fucking idiot. Why are you doing that? Look what damage you're doing. We need to educate them, because a lot of people don't know. The common Joe vapors out there won't know they're doing wrong by doing those things.
I had this discussion with somebody the other day, and, you know, I was just saying the same thing. You know, you catch more flies with honey than you will with vinegar, and they're like, what do I want to catch flies for anyway? Like, you know, kind of thing. It's like, well, if you ain't got any flies, you can't go fly fishing. But that's another long conversation. Like, you know, it's one of these things where you've got to, you know, like, I've noticed that vape groups in general, that new vapors have disappeared from vape groups. Then where are they? Like,
I don't see anyone.
No, do you know why? Because they go into a vape group, they ask a normal question, and they get a load of laughing face fucking emojis all over their thing, and they get the piss taken out of them. Yep. Now, don't get me wrong, I am guilty of doing such things, but only to people that I know. And do you know what I mean? When it's like it's a joke, but like, people do it, and they do it to new people, and it's like kind of like an elitist way of acting. And it's just bullying, really, and I don't like it at all.
Well, weren't one of the things before one of the sayings that we all had? Because I haven't heard it for a long time. There's no such thing as a stupid question.
No, there's not. There's only stupid answers.
In the VVR LXV group like 3 days ago.
Yeah, there's no such thing
as new members, and
It's right though. There isn't. There's no such thing as a stupid question. There's only stupid answers. That's
Yeah.
that's the
Right
actual,
somewhere, man.
yeah. Look, and do you know what? It must be nice for people to have such a petty, boring life that that they've got to get their bit of one-upmanship in on some random person they don't know on
Dude, they're
Facebook.
still in lockdown.
Huh?
They're still in lockdown, man. They've got nothing better to do.
Well, I mean, it was like that before, though. Fucking,
Well,
it was
yeah.
like,
It was bad.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I've sort of, I mean, I've kept out of groups for a bit now. I mean, I haven't been in them that much, but I've seen a lot more sort of people helping each other out advice-wise since I have started coming back into it. You know, I mean, some groups more than others, but, you know, there's a couple of groups that I think could really do with focusing a bit more on it.
well, I've been thinking about it, with Vape Den and everything, and that's getting that back to, because that was a great group for beginners, and it was, and we really did used to get a lot of beginners in there, and we used to give a lot of advice. It's one of them things, but it's just one of them things, though, where it only takes a couple of people to ruin it, and
But I mean, I think you got to bear in mind we're always going to have that, man. You're always going to have some petty little what's it. But the more people, like, I mean, not being funny, Vape Den. I mean, we're all involved with Vape Den in a way. You know, the same as LXV, the same as the BVR and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if we see it on one of our pages, whoever's doing it's going to get removed. It's pure and simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, if that makes it safer for a newbie to come into, then so be it. You know, but that's vaping's lost where it started, man. Vaping needs to take a long, hard look at itself and go back to the basics.
Yeah, I think though that at some point you've got to accept that people move on. Like they move on but the problem is
where groups are now, I think it's great. Each group's finding its own little what's it, and I think it's great. You know what I mean? The admin do well on there, everything. But I think there needs to be more focus at the newbie. You know, even if an admin pops a post up now and again, you know, any newbies in the group won't need any advice. You know what I mean? You don't see any of that sort of aim towards them.
No, I know. It's one of them things that I've got to say we used to do. I used to see a lot more interaction in the groups with the admins and the actual members. Admins actually doing lives. I mean, we used to do them on Vape Den. Tom would do like lives with No Limits, E-Liquid, and he'd do a live with them, and he'd be like, like using their juice while talking to them about it. I'll be honest with you, I mean, No Limits for me, they were a proper quick save, no frills type brand as far as I was concerned. Like, they're absolute shite. But, right, they had their place. They had their place in the vape industry. And at one point, this is what I actually think made No Limits more popular than what their juice should have made them popular, was their interaction with people. There was always competitions. There was always a bit of fun. And I used to take the piss out of them all. I used to make jokes about them. There's no limits to the amount of fucking lives and shit they give away and all this, and it was one of those things. But it was entertaining, right? And the average vapor, they could get involved. They'd have a laugh. They used to do like.
I'll tell you what, they had the right few people following them. You know what I mean? You look at Sam Yates and everything, and some of the others, man. I mean, I know Sam Yates well.
Yeah.
But they had people like them that as soon as they come out, man. I mean, the following they got with them. But I mean, I was good friends with Mike Zorab. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how you seen him on camera, it was the same off camera. You know what I mean? It was one of them. You never knew where he was going to go.
I had a bit of a funny relationship with No Limits. They thought that I didn't like Clem as a company, and it wasn't them that I didn't like. It was some of the people that were on their team. There's a guy called Ian Anderson, Man, and he was a scammer. He scammed a few people, beat the shit out of his missus. He was an absolute scumbag, and they kept him on the fucking team. And even though they did all this stuff, and they kept him on until I blocked him, mate, ages ago, so I don't ever have to see him ever again. That's what I mean. Like, the guy, he done a load of ropey shit. They knew all about it. They said, oh, yeah, he's been kicked off the team, but he was still on. He was just an unofficial member of the team. And it was like, look, you're associating yourself with known scammers. Now, you know, at the end of the day, and they're like, well, you know, but you can't really scam anyone, like, you know, by being on our team. And it's like, well, I don't know, it kind of, yeah, like him being on your team. I've seen plenty of people in the trading side of things do things, and they say, oh no, well, I'm on so and so team, and people automatically trust them. Then I think, well, if he's on the team, you know, he's well known, then you know he must be he must be a decent guy. And people take advantage of that. And that's what it was. And there was one point, because Vape Den was like they sponsored the group, No Limits did. Yeah. And they actually said at one point they were going to pull the sponsorship because I was anti-No Limits, was the reason they were going to pull the sponsorship. So I actually messaged, I said, look, I'm not anti-No Limits. I just don't like that fucking guy that you've got on your team. He's a scumbag. And the whole time that you have got him on your team, you're just condoning his like the way that he is, and I'm sorry, but that just doesn't fly. I mean, he was doing things like sponsors of the group, because he was an admin on Vape Den, this guy that I'm talking about, right? At one point, he was an admin. He was getting stuff given to him for free by sponsors of the group, which we didn't know anything about, and then he was selling them on our group to other members, and that people. Wow. Yeah, people were offering him like such and such price for juice, and he was like, "Oh, well, I paid this much for it." And like Erica actually screenshotted it in the admin chat. She was like, "Ian, if you're going to get stuff off our sponsors and sell it, like, can you please not do it on our group and make out that you know you paid full price for it, because it just makes us look bad."
That's bad. That is so bad.
You know, and do you know what? When he got put on the vape scam group, and you know what? I saw this the other day. Right now, I love Signature Tips, SQ Mods. I love the company. They're great. The customer service has always been great. There was a bit of an issue with some of the panels, billet box panels, and I mean they weren't cheap. This guy in America bought them. They got sent out. The magnets weren't set right in them, so every time he picked up his billet box, it went click and the door slid around and stuff like that. It just wasn't very good. The guy promised to send him out 4 times a replacement, yeah, and then just didn't do it. So the guy went, in the end, he took him to Vape Court. He went on there and he's put SQ on Vape Court. And do you know how many people went on there saying, nope, there's no way this company, the screenshots were there of the guy saying he was going to send it out and never sending it out. And you had people saying, no, they're a reputable company, I'm not having this. This guy's just a newbie. It doesn't matter that it's been 5 months and they still haven't sorted out this problem, even though they've told them to. And
Rebel Vape.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And this is the problem that you have, right? Is that no matter how many good experiences somebody has had with one company, that does not mean that somebody else's bad experience is not relevant. Yeah. Right? I'm sorry, but it's just completely warped way of thinking, that is. And this is why I don't like a lot of the vape scam groups, because there's so many of them now. Yeah. You've got people that are on them in one and then they're not on the others, and it's very hard to keep up.
Some of them have their own agendas as well within them groups, let's be honest here.
Oh yeah,
I was just going to say that.
I mean, I outed a guy in the billet box arena, Adam Galpin. I actually believe that he's also a liar about being in the military in America and being a first responder at Ground Zero, 9/11. The guy's a lying piece of shit. He ripped somebody off, like young guy that was new into vaping, sort of, you know, trading and everything. And this guy had such a big reputation that the guy was scared to name and shame him, because he'd get him banned from loads of groups and everything, because he's called OG billet box guy, like, you know, he's been around in the groups for ages. And I said, no, I'm not having that. I was like, make a post about it, do this, that, the other. And sure enough, the guy managed to get the person who he scammed blocked from about 3 or 4 groups because he knew the admins. Jesus. Even though, again, all the proof was there. The guy's on the Vape Court. He's on the wall. He's on the scam list. He's on the wall with Vape Court. He's that's it. But he's still in groups. He's still in billet box groups where you can trade and this and that and the other, and it's wrong. And this is the thing. And I've seen a lot of stuff as well of people lately. This is another thing. People doing deals overseas, right? And people in America saying, well, if it's going to another country, once it leaves America, it's not my responsibility. It's like, wow, until it arrives at that person's door, that's your responsibility. That's the way it goes. Yeah, just because it's in a different country, you couldn't be bothered to pay for the insurance or whatever. That's not the other person's fault. Do you know what I'm saying? Now I'm seeing a lot of people getting scammed. And I'll tell you what, I'm seeing a lot of companies scamming people as well. There's this company called Wicked. Right, and they've brought out a couple of RBAs for billet boxes. Now, the one is called the Panda, everyone calls it. It's actually called the Bridged. And they cost about 150 quid, and they're being sold used for 200 to 250 quid flipped, right? Because they're limited. When they brought out the V1.2 last week, they did a waffle for the first one. Unlimited entries. I worked it out. It was about 4,000 that company got for one fucking RBA.
Wow.
100%. They got about 4,000 for one RBA. And this is what they do. They just... It's just doing my head in. They're just seeing ways that they can just tear the arse out of stuff by pretending that stuff's limited. It's just awful.
Boils my piss. That boils my piss. That was the whole reason why I started a vape group, was because the local one I was in was doing raffles, because we could call them proper raffles then.
Yeah. And
making a fucking killing out of the amount of people that was going on them. So I wanted to start a vape group with no raffles.
Yeah.
No raffles, no one getting ripped off, fair prices, get companies involved and do it that way. That's fucking horrendous. There's no other way of putting that.
I mean, waffles and stuff, if it's retail or below, fair enough, but like some of these prices that people are charging, like, I mean, look, that billet box that I sold for 700 quid yesterday, I mean, I could have sold just the internals, just the mag switch, just that part there, the plastic switch there, that, and the inner plate, the display plate. I could have just sold the one that was with that. I could have sold that for 350 to someone. Like, literally, as soon as I put it on there as a whole package, people were like, will you just let me buy that? I just want to buy that. And this, that, and the other. I was like, no, it's going as one package and it's going at that price. And that's that. And, I could have took it all apart. I could have sold it all in little bits. I could have done it like that and I could have made money on it. But I got the money that I needed. And I was happy with that. Yeah, it's by computer parts. And, it's one of the things, as I said to Josh, it's quite a good way of me saving money because I'm crap at saving.
Yeah.
So, like, the way that they don't tend to lose any value at the moment, billet boxes, although that's going to change soon because I saw some, they were in stock. They did a drop yesterday and there was still some on the site 4 hours later, which is unheard of. So I got rid of all mine at just the right time, I think, apart from my one.
Around the fees.
Right, okay, so why is that an issue, though, with the friends and family?
Yeah, because if they put the fees on, they're just going to add the fees to the actual final price. So
it's not that. It's not that. Right, okay, so as far as PayPal are concerned, any raffle is gambling, right? So you're not covered anyway. Even if you pay goods and services, you're not covered. Unless it's an actual vape company, right? You're not covered for any vape stuff, right? So if you buy something off me, right, and you use goods and services and I don't send it to you, and then you start a PayPal claim, I tell PayPal it's vape stuff. Yeah, it's a private vape sale. I'm not even a vape thing. They'll just say, okay, we're closing it. Like, we don't deal with anything like that, and they just won't deal with it. So goods and services, you're just giving PayPal money for nothing. You're literally giving PayPal money for nothing. In fact, if someone sends me something goods and services, I automatically think they're trying to scam me. right? If someone only wants to pay goods and services, I probably won't sell it to them. And that's the truth, because they can do a chargeback and fuck me over so many, like a couple of months down the line, and that's that. So it's one of these things. I know loads of people that think that PayPal may come. Yeah, because on a raffle, it's gambling. It's legally classed as gambling. PayPal do not allow raffles, nor do Facebook. It's not allowed. So that's why. So if you put in the note, oh, this is for the raffle tickets thing, all you're doing is going to lose that person their PayPal account. Yeah. That's it. It's not this is the thing. They're breaking the rules of what they're doing to do it for you. So it's one of these things as well. I mean, okay, so with a raffle, so you buy 2 spots for 20 quid, then you add the 3% fees on. So if you win, right? If you win and they don't send you the stuff, what do you think that PayPal are going to give you your money back? They won't. I'm telling you now, they won't. They'll just say, no, sorry. Yeah, 100% is to withdraw your money from PayPal, stick it into your bank account, use your card, right? Only pay with friends and family. I do not pay unless it's like an actual, I'm on a website buying something, automatically does the goods and services. Yeah. Always do that. Never leave PayPal to be the ones that have got the final say, right? And by using goods and services and your PayPal balance, that's what you're doing. Okay? So if you use your card, so withdraw the money, it's instant. Withdraw the money into your bank account, use your card, pay for it, you're covered by on your debit or credit card, you're covered by the insurance there. Even if you pay through friends and family.
Right then, fellas. Has anybody got any other topics they want to quickly discuss in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Go on.
I got 5 minutes. I'm taking my time. I ain't got a word in edgeways yet. So,
I'll just sit here and give up.
As we've said before about a certain UK mod company, this week there's been some news. They are going to be on the shelves in the very, 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 very near future.
Nice.
And we will have the launch on our show.
Oh, brilliant.
So we've got the exclusive launch. So look out for news of that coming up. So, and I've only seen a picture of them so far, but they're looking good.
Vinny's had a stroke of some kind. I don't know what's going on with him.
He's just in one.
Josh looks like someone needs to stick some jumper cables on his bollocks and give him a fucking light now. I don't know about anything else. Josh is just like this in the corner. He's just like,
so I know for a future show we will have them coming up. We will have Rob and Steve on the show, coming talking about it, and it'll be good. So look out for some pics. Look out for some pics. Look out for some news. It will be happening very soon.
Awesome.
Super. Anybody else?
Nope.
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 Nah, not really. Josh, yeah, he just needs some water and some aspirin or something. Yeah, there he is.
I'm going to bed.
It's Roger Melly, the man on the telly.
No, babe,
you drink water.
Yeah, Josh is on the water. You know that things are gone
That's
wrong.
why he's looking terrible. His body's in shock. Alcohol.
What makes you bad makes you better, mate.
Yeah, mate,
Josh.
exactly. Hair of the dog.
Josh,
Yes.
how do you fancy doing the show together next week?
Oh, yeah, we can sort that out. We can try and sort something out, yeah.
I'm coming.
Down.
Say again. I'm going round one by one. Someone with Chris. Josh is next. Who knows where I could end up?
Timbuktu.
Andy's like, you come knock him out.
I was
Andy's
going
like,
to say,
come knock him
man,
out.
that's a long fucking day. That's a long fucking day, mate. You're always welcome here. You know that. But it's a long drive. I was just warning you, people
Hey,
think,
mate,
oh, it's only in Wales, it's only across the bridge. Yeah. Okay.
I know exactly where you are, mate. I'm glad it's not walking.
I'm fucking miles and miles
Yeah.
past.
Right, then, everybody, say goodbye.
Goodbye,
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next week, and whatever else happens will happen.
Support your local.